Alright, hello, welcome to Random Acts of Carving. Today, been working on some other projects and doing some other stuff. I haven't had a lot of time for carving, so I'm going to try to get a carving done this week. This is already Monday, so I'm going to do a little antler carving. I'm going to try to I think put a little lizard on this guy. This is going to be a ring, hopefully, for your finger, and hopefully have a cool looking little lizard on it. So done several lizards, and but I've never done one this small, and I've never carved one out of antler, so this is going to be interesting little project. So here, I cut this piece off using a hacksaw, and I don't know if anybody's ever tried to cut through an antler using a hacksaw, but they're pretty tough. But we're going to get started on this guy and see what we can whittle out. Here we go. Alright, and we're carving little ring here today. This is actually turned out pretty neat. I like it. I'm using a just a tungsten carbide bit here for roughing it out, and then I went down to some dental bits, and because he wasn't very big, he didn't need a lot of digging out. Just needed something really small. I kind of got his head shaped out, and then I had these bits. They're little ball shaped, or cone shaped, bowl shaped bits, and this was the biggest one I had, and I used it for his eyes. Then you'll see in a minute here I used a smaller one for his scales on his side there. Not really scales, or little bumps on his sides, but yeah, I had some dental bits and a few other little bits that fit in the 3/32 handpiece, and was able to use that. Made a pretty nice little carving. The lizard I was using for a model was I think it was called a red-eyed dragon or something like that, but I changed it up a little bit. I only put the spines down the middle of his back. I think the real one actually had almost like two sets of spines on down the sides of his back, but yeah, I just kind of changed it up, kind of made my own little lizard. I'm sure there's one somewhere that looks pretty similar to this, but I was just using that one as kind of a reference for proportions. Made the legs as thin as I dared to. Lizards have really super skinny legs, but I wanted them to have a little bit of strength to them. But this antler is pretty strong, especially right there where I was carving the legs. I put his eyes in and then basically carved the head around the eyes. Tried to create some clearance underneath of his tail without actually going through anywhere. I did get his legs separated a little bit there. I had some holes underneath of each of the legs, and then so this was that cupped bit again. I just was using it to put his little spines up his back. I had a little ridge sticking up there, and I could take that and just kind of stick it in there and create little spines sticking up. Then this was the other little cup bit I had. This was the smallest one I think I had, and out of 5, a little set of 5 of them, and just went through and made the little bumps all over his skin. Made an easy little but effective little detail. Hardest part was trying to hold that little bit straight as it hit the it wanted to go off a little wee bit, and I was trying to keep it as tight as I could. This is actual speed here. Certain parts of this I just left actual speed so you guys can kind of see how fast or how slow I am normally just carving. This is actual speed on this here too. Just kind of shaping his nose a little bit and around his eyes. The dental bits, you can use them for cutting grooves or sanding real light with them. They work really well on this. Just took a little bit of the polishing rouge, the white polishing rouge, and went over at the gray on the outside of the ring there. That's the outside of the antler. I like to leave a little bit of that natural look to it. And then I used a little bit of the Minwax Jacobin stain. I painted his eyes black, and then I went over the rest of them with the stain, and then just kind of wiped it back off, and gave him a pretty nice look. Alright, well, I got my cool little lizard ring done here. Turned out pretty neat. Really wasn't sure what to expect carving something that little, but actually was able to get some pretty good detail on it and make a pretty good ring. This is the strongest part of the antler, is that outside ring right there, and it did get into a little bit of a weak spot right underneath of him, but he kind of bridges it, so I think it should be pretty strong and should hold up. I probably won't ever wear it, but it's kind of a neat little thing. Yeah, maybe I'll run into somebody sometime that likes lizards. Anyways, like the video, little projects like this are fun to do, so if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.